and the people who love them.
Hello and welcome back. This is The Thing About Cars. Today recording, as always, in Strongbox West in Atlanta. Around the table we have
Becca,
Ronnie,
Ben,
and I'm Mickey. We have a couple special guests.
Mike McCracken,
Ronnie, Cline.
And you guys are here because...
Well, we represent the PoBoys Car Club in Canton, Georgia.
Excellent. You had a show yesterday, right?
We did. We had a great turnout yesterday, even though the weather never got to the point that they forecasted it to. Big surprise. But we actually had a lot of folks come out. We have started something new this year where we're inviting a particular type of car club every month to our show.
Oh, no kidding.
Wow.
And so we invited the North Georgia Jeepers to come yesterday, and we had a lot of nice Jeeps that turned out, and they participated in our show, and we had a lot of classic cars too, what we call classic antique muscle cars at the show. Jeeps put on a nice show for us. They actually went up on each other's tires and they were stacked up, and it was really cool.
That's cool.
The what are they called now? Off-road Mafia. They like to do that. They stack each other's tires, especially at the 4th of July thing out in Woodstock. They like to climb over.
Me that I could not come yesterday. Did you guys get to go?
I wanted
Wasn't
to
able either.
so bad.
Oh, man.
So you get another chance in April. So
Yeah,
you'll be good
that's
to
right.
go.
Every
April.
third Saturday of every month between March and October. And October is particularly good one to come to because that's really the one that shows what we're all about, why we do what we do. So.
You know, I'll have to get my fiance's permission.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. Don't start that now. So,
Well, we're getting married at the end of May, right? So she has pointedly told me yesterday that every weekend between now and May is taken doing something, and I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. But
Come to our June show.
I'll get.
There you go.
I will be there.
Good call.
I will. I promise we'll be there in April. So you had said that. Let's start from the very beginning, even though it seems sort of common. Why do a car show? I mean, there's a bunch of them around.
Well, so there's the difference. We're not a car show, okay? Car shows, you go pay money to try and win trophies, to try and outdo the guy next to you, right? Okay, so who has the prettiest car? So this, to answer that question properly, let me give you a little history. This started in 1977. This was just there were three guys originally that kind of got together and said, hey, you know, we love cars. There's not a lot of people who do anything organized up in North Georgia, so let us just start something. So they actually found 7 more guys that kind of enjoyed cars in general. Well, remember, in 1977, what we call muscle cars or classic cars now, those are what you drove every day, right?
Right.
So it was a bunch of guys that got together and they said, we're going to get together as 10 guys or try and get more people involved, and we're going to go places and take our cars, and we're going to cruise to here and participate in some event together as a team or as a club, and then we're just all going to have fun and drink and eat and do what we do, right?
Sounds like a great day.
it's a car meet.
Yeah.
But because we love cars.
Yeah.
So this has evolved from that. This is what we call a cruise or a cruise in.
Yeah.
So people aren't there necessarily to outdo the others. You can bring anything. We have stuff come on trailers. We have stuff that barely runs, that limps in, all the way to Lamborghinis. We had a Lambo yesterday that was at the show. So it's that kind of started happening in 1999 where they said, okay, we're getting large enough. It's hard to get all these folks together and organized to go somewhere. We still do it from time to time on certain events, but let's get a place. So we went to a local large shopping center and said, hey, how about we lease out? We'll pay you money each month, and you let us rope off a big area in this parking lot, and we're going to bring cars and bring them in, and just enthusiasts. So we want them all to get together. You can learn a lot. You walk around, you talk with different folks. They love their cars. And so, again, around 1999, there started becoming so many people coming to this. We said, look, why don't we take what we love or they did, I wasn't there then, but why don't we take what we love and we enjoy doing and let's charge a nominal fee to come in. So we charge $5 at the gate, okay? So if you have a car that you're going to display or be in the cruise, it's $5. If you're coming to watch or just spectate, it's nothing.
Sure.
And there's other areas around where you can park outside. So we said, why don't we start doing that and taking the money that we get and do things for local charities. We don't want to be a profit center. We just love we love the hobby.
Mm-hmm.
We love what we do. We're a bunch of people getting together. So let's just take the dollars that we earn and let's go find some deserving charities. And we have people that come to us during the year and have things that are outside of the norm.
Mm-hmm.
And we will allocate money to that, and we will help them out, and we will.
And you don't have to worry about prizes or judging or anything like that.
We don't. We started this year doing what we call just kind of coolest car trophies. Okay, so what we do at each show is we have 2 trophies for kind of each class.
Mm-hmm.
When we invited the Jeeps, we had 2 Jeep trophies, 2 regular classic car trophies.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do is we pick somebody at random from the show. It's not us. And we say, as an adult, go pick your favorite Jeep and then your favorite classic car. We don't care. Because I had them ask me yesterday, well, does it have to be? I said, it has to be your favorite. I don't care.
Right.
It can be a rust bucket.
Yeah.
If you like it, do it.
I don't think they would have picked my Liberty if I'd brought it, though.
You might be surprised.
She's getting a theme, but I was like, I don't know if they want me showing up with a Liberty.
It depends on the individual's taste, and we, on purpose, we don't influence that, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. We don't want anything to do with that. We let somebody choose. So then we pick a kid
mm-hmm.
and say, okay, you go pick your favorite Jeep. You go pick your favorite car over here. And
How
they
cool
do.
is that? Yeah.
And
That
it's
is
cool.
very cool.
Yeah.
And so what we do is at the end of the cruise, and we really do that in an effort to say, hey, we appreciate you coming.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you participating. But also, you know, we find that they like to leave before the end. You know, people get restless. They
Sure.
go.
Right.
So this is a way to keep them there and enjoying it and just having fellowship
Yep.
with other car owners, right?
Yep.
So we kind of do that towards the end. And then we have them come up and we make a big deal. We have we do music and a big PA system.
Mm-hmm.
And so we introduce who the winner was and we let the kids give the trophies or the person who chose give the trophies. We get a lot of pictures with them. And, you know, people kind of enjoy being made to feel special. So we're doing that just as there's no voting. There's no numbers on the car. There's none of that,
Right.
strict thing you have to go by our rules.
Right.
Just go pick something.
So how do you wrangle the support, to use a Jeeping term, right? How do you wrangle the support to get people to show up? Because, sure, we're in Georgia. We're surrounded by a ton of great car culture, a ton of great car clubs. But like I said, there are other people who try to do shows. There are other people who try to do drive-ins and stuff like that. I guess my question is, how do you do outreach? How do you differentiate yourself from anyone else who's doing the thing?
Well, number one, that's why we're here today.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate the opportunity. Not a lot of them do podcasts, but what we're trying to do, and when we talk about the age and when it started, the guys, there's many of the guys who were originally in this are still doing it. Now they're getting long in the tooth, and they're not the most savvy technologists, okay? And so they're not familiar with social media and things like that, but that's why you try to keep young people coming into the hobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because everything evolves. Mm-hmm. So we're really utilizing, the two of us are doing it now, and we're really utilizing Facebook. We're utilizing Twitter accounts. We're utilizing things like this, and we're trying to get young people and new people into this hobby and just have them come out and have fun. Like we said, we don't care what you drive there.
Mm-hmm.
There's no right or wrong. Just bring it. Come out and enjoy it.
Ben has a car that he's been working on.
Oh, yeah. For like 10 years.
Those are the best kind.
Well, more like 3, but yeah. But yeah, I'm already thinking I need to bring it out once I get it rolling.
Definitely.
How close are you?
This year sometime.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, you've got her starting up now, though, right?
No.
Oh, I was thinking you'd already done a test start with the dash stuff or something. Sorry,
No, it's
veered
great.
off topic.
Electrical
Yeah,
test.
I took us there. I took us there. Don't apologize. But Ben's got a Lotus 2+2. An older
Fantastic car.
That's great.
1970. Yeah, it's the larger version of the Elan.
Yeah. So we're all looking forward to seeing that. Actually,
You think you are? I've been working on it all this time.
I actually have a neighbor in my neighborhood who has a Lotus Esprit, and it's
I used to have one of those.
very nice, and he's brought it out to the cruise, and people just ooh and ah over it. So bring the car.
I will.
So what else can we do to talk about in terms of PoBoys shows? And you're always in the same lot over there in Canton, right?
Right. It's at Riverstone Shopping Center.
Yep.
It's on Riverstone Parkway in North Canton, and we're in front of the Belks. That's a good place to find us.
I know exactly where you are. The next show is what date?
Next show is the 20th of April. It's the third Saturday. Unfortunately or fortunately, that's Easter weekend, so we don't know how that's going to impact us, but hopefully before everybody decides to go to church on Easter, they want to come out and we have great weather and they can enjoy themselves and relax and share their hobby.
There's something else really big going on that weekend, too, though. That's the 55th anniversary of the Mustang weekend.
Okay.
Mustang Day is April 17th. The celebration goes through the weekend there.
We're going to have a split crew then.
Well, we actually have a Mustang club that is coming to
Which one?
our cruise.
It's a Georgia Regional Mustang Club.
Okay, I know Georgia Regional.
So they're actually the featured guests at our one in April. So I guess they've decided to be Mavericks and come up there, or maybe they'll try and do both. The neat thing about what we do is most shows or most events, they like to start at 10 in the morning and go to like 2 in the afternoon or 3.
Right.
We actually don't open until 3. So we're 3 until it gets dark enough or cold enough that everybody leaves, okay, assuming the weather's good. So we call it 3 to whenever.
People can do their thing in the morning.
Absolutely.
Come on the show in the afternoon.
You already got the car out, right? It's polished up, cleaned up.
Exactly.
Leave that show, come to ours.
I can't wait. I've been meaning to go. And then now that you've said in front of Belks, I actually went to that show several years ago.
Okay.
And you're right. Everything shows up. There was a guy with this beat up old Honda S2000. No, I take it back. It was a Del Sol. And
Awesome.
and he was trying to fix it from scratch. And it like crap. I mean, but it was in a way one of the coolest things I saw that day, because here's a guy who's got his own hands on it. He's fixing the thing, and he's just got so much pride in the work that he's done with this car already, even though it is nothing to compare with all the other cool things that were on the road deck. So,
well, we had a Lambo sitting here, and literally last year he had the gold, the wing doors up and the gold wing doors, and then he had right 2 spaces over was like a 46 rusted out pickup that had a single piston old rotary motor in it.
Wow.
That was driving an ice cream maker.
What?
Okay, yes. And he's making ice cream and giving it to kids and stuff like that. So, I mean, we get anything and everything there.
That's fantastic.
But there's also some really, really cool muscle there. I mean, and that's kind of how it started. But, there's some challenges that we face today that are, I'm worried about the hobby. Because young people, how do you get young people involved? And, that's one of the things we talk about with some of the guys that have been around forever. We said, look, you got to understand that what everybody calls muscle cars today and collectibles and antiques, that's what you drove.
Right.
Okay, you drove that. So you weren't doing anything special when you showed up at these cruises or these shows with a 70 Chevelle or a 69 Camaro, because that's what you drove to get around. They also didn't cost $50,000 or $60,000 then.
Right.
They were more affordable. But you had to keep it running because it was your transportation.
Exactly.
If we're going to get kids today, everybody has to quit turning their nose up because somebody comes in a 2010 Camaro, okay, and parks it by a 69 big block, okay? That is the challenge, is to get young people, because what they drive is what young people today don't have disposable income to have a barn or a garage or something and have some nice old muscle car sitting in there and only comes out on sunny days.
Tuner culture tries to do that. Tuner culture, there's all these cars that are affordable to get your hands on, and they're not that expensive to try to modify. But yeah, you're right. I think that definitely there has to be done something to keep younger folks in the fold.
So we're trying to reach out to the local high schools, things like that. A lot of the tech schools where they teach, automotive repair and stuff, and just say, trying to get the word out. Say, bring it. Bring what you got. We don't exclude anybody.
We have some other ideas that we've been playing with that we should talk about when we turn this thing off. About trying to bring in more car culture to play with each other. Yeah. Because the Cubs tend not to talk to each other, and we're trying to dream of ways to integrate the whole car scene and do more with Georgia car culture on the whole. So I'm going to ask our listeners if you have any way of doing that. If you have any suggestions, please be in contact with us and let's talk about it, because I think there's just way too much fun to be had doing those things. So, so let's do this thing. So I've got to ask one last thing. What do you guys drive?
Well, I have several.
See,
well, I have several. I have a 69 big block Camaro that is in very good shape. I have a 2007 Shelby GT500 convertible.
Awesome.
It's a triple black.
With you, please.
And then yesterday I took my 2015 Z06 Corvette. So I've got old, I've got new.
Yeah.
I just sold a car that was a 57 T-Bird, red 57 T-Bird, hardtop convertible. And so, you know, my mentality is the 07 that I have, Shelby GT 500, my 2015 Mustang, and my 09 Challenger SRT 8. Those are going to be my grandsons. I have 3 grandsons. Those are going to be their collectibles. You know,
that's a whole other conversation.
That's going to be their collectibles. But people today that are in the hobby look at those as, oh, those are new cars. Why? You know, why would we have them here at our cruiser? This, that. Well, because they're going to be the collectibles, and the young people are going to be driving those, and they're going to call that a classic or an antique or this or that. So.
I'm kind of looking forward to the day when a 1986 Honda Civic.
Hey, it's a classic now.
It's a classic.
Well,
Yeah.
the CBCCs show up, you know, the 1981. So, I mean, eventually, and my Mustang has, 3 years left, and she's going to be an antique.
That's right.
I have a 97 Mustang. So
You're right there.
Ronnie, how about you?
I've just got one. I don't have that garage. I wish I did. I've got a 66 Chevrolet C10 that's been in my family since it was brand new. And I acquired it about 3 years ago, and I haven't done a lot of work on it yet. I'm excited to do some work on it, but it gets me in with the car guys.
Yes,
so I get to hang out and bring it to the
I
shows.
love those old pickup trucks, man.
Oh,
yeah. I love them too, and it's got some rust, but we're gonna start working on that soon. It's a lot of fun. It's got a straight 6. My son's 14 and he loves it. I want to do the same thing, just fix it up and pass it to him one of these days.
Right. My kids are upset, especially one of them. I was talking about, you know, unfortunately, just plans. What if something happens, kind of thing. And one of them particularly got really upset. I had been talking about donating my Mustang to either the Mustang Owners Museum or somewhere like that, just to ensure that she's safe. He's so upset. But I cannot see handing either one of my kids a V8. I love them, but
not until they get a little older.
I don't think they're going to be responsible any decade soon.
Well, thanks for joining us. And I hope you'll stick around for one more episode if you've got time.
Sure.
We can come up with things to talk about. I want to do a quick moment of trivia, going back to our Jalopy Joust segment, which is the current working name of this segment, Jalopy Joust. I don't know. It's kind of growing on me. What do you think?
I don't know.
I like it. I just like the word jalopy.
It is a cool word.
Yeah.
All right. So this first one's sort of a gimme. We may do 2 today because the first one's really quick. What Star Trek The Next Generation prop was designed using an automotive air filter and a hairband?
Sorry, it was a visual image. I didn't mean to spit on the microphone there.
Say that again.
What Star Trek Next Generation prop was designed using an automotive air filter and a hairband? Was it, your choices here, was it a warp coil? Was it Geordie's visor? Was it a Resican flute? Or was it a positronic brain?
I think
I'm going to say the first one.
The warp coil?
Yes.
I see the air filter with Geordie's visor, though, if you go for the older air filters.
Sure.
For the.
So you're saying visor?
I'm kind of leaning that way, yes.
Ronnie, what do you think?
I'm going to have to go with the
I don't have an answer on
warp
that.
coil. Next generation, you said, right?
Yeah.
So that started back in 87. 87?
Yeah.
So you're saying warp coil?
I'm going to say warp coil, yeah.
I think it's the visor.
I'll go
You
warp
can read the
coil.
answers.
I don't really. No, I'm not going to read the answer. I take the fun of it. I'll go with the warp coil.
So it is, in fact, the visor.
Wow.
Wow.
As soon as you said
Congratulations.
that, it just suddenly, I'd never thought about it looking that way.
I never did either.
But the old round
that's
air
apparently
filters.
what they did. They just used a hairband and they popped something in there from an air filter.
That's awesome.
But that's our moment of car trivia for the day.
I'm awful at this car trivia, by the way. I'm like 0 for 20. Like, as the guy that works on cars in this group,
That can't be true. You've got a better track record than that.
Oh no, I haven't gotten a single one right yet. I'm like, yep, I'm back in high school. I can't answer this quiz.
Oh, you have to give him something on BMWs next or something.
Oh, I'll get it
Or
wrong
movie.
also.
Car movie trivia. There is so much car
There's
movie.
too much car trivia.
Yeah.
Car movies trivia out there. Ben, what were you about to say?
I wasn't.
Oh.
Ben just has that presence of.
He has that pensive look.
Well, on that note, let's wrap this episode. If you've got car trivia that we could stump Ronnie with, please send it to us via our website or via our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/thingaboutcars, I think. As always, we value your support and your feedback. We will definitely be at the PoBoys show on April 20th and Easter weekend. I'm looking forward to that very much. And thanks, as always, for joining us. You guys be safe out there.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Thing About Cars. We'll see you on the road.